Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the WB Mason Coaches Report. I'm here with the head coach of Hofstra Wrestling, Dennis Papadatos. Coach, how are you today?
Doing good. Getting ready for another day of practice where it seems, most guys are back. Some of our guys that have been injured all year still are not back. Like, as I said, there's a good chance some of them aren't going to be there this year. But after our COVID pause and some of the other stuff that was going on, we got that lineup back. So we're happy with that.
Yeah, that's good. I kind of want to start off with that. Binghamton, that match was obviously nixed because of COVID issue, and then last week's matches against Kent State and Clarion, those got postponed. Having not wrestled in a couple of weeks, what's the feeling like of the team? Was the 2-week break? Did you see any positive benefit to not going competitive for 2 weeks?
For sure. Like, there's going to be some positives, right? Like, we gave us an opportunity to get some of those guys healed up, and they should be back and training. But there was a pause. Like, we got shut down. There was days that we weren't allowed to practice, and then the problem is you have the 10 days. Even when people are positive, 10 days before they can come back, even with a negative test, they can't compete for 10 days. I don't think they're really supposed to get on the bus, and so it kind of leaked into. A lot of people wouldn't have been able to make the trip on Saturday. Then it was a huge snow. It would have been we would have been stuck and not been able to go anyway. The way the snow happened on the Friday night, anyway, which is interesting that it's almost like the above powers to be didn't want us to go. So even if we were not hurt or sick, that trip we would have missed it. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have been able to make it. But it came back to like Monday was when everyone was fully cleared, and some of those, and just a weird coincidence of some of those guys that had injuries. That's when they were cleared back by the doctors and the trainers to start fully practicing. And so Monday was our first day back of kind of full, and we're getting ready for the weekend. And we're trying to. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make those matches up. I know Clarion really wants to. I just don't know how we're gonna get there. And we have 4 conference matches left, and we got to see. And we're still working on that. And obviously, I can't not make up. If I make up Clarion, I got to make up Binghamton first. Binghamton's a conference duel. Me personally, if I had to make up one of them, it would be Binghamton. Right? That's the route we would have to go. Because they're a conference match, and our match with them got canceled last year too. Crazy. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of good came of it. I think the guys are excited. They feel rested. It's February. We had to take some break, and they looked at it as, hey, we've dealt with these pauses before, and we wrestled very well last year with the pauses. So, we'll find out, but practice looked good. Practice looked good on Monday. I'll tell you that. And, so, we'll see what practice looks like today.
Yeah, good. It's good that everyone's in good spirits, considering all the things that happened in the last 2 weeks. With COVID, and then the weather, and then injuries. It's good to see that everyone's in coaches. Coaches and student athletes. They're all in good spirits. All
you have to be, right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not saying I'm great at it, but I've learned along the way that even when I get frustrated, you have to stay positive, right? You're going to get frustrated. This is hard. This is a hard job, and it's a hard sport, and it's hard for the athletes, and it's hard to be an administrator. So you can be frustrated, and because it means you care and you're trying to work, but you've got to stay positive. Once, especially me as the leader, if you're not positive, or at least have belief and expectations that we're going to get through this, stinks right now, but we're going to get through it. So I've been trying to really focus on that. Like, hey, this stinks. I'm not going to pretend to you guys that this doesn't stink, right? That these injuries and the way, we really thought we would be 9-2, not 2-9, right? That's what we really thought would be, or whoever, but, we're just trying to say, hey, we're going to take the good out of it. We're going to take the good out of it, and we're going to, sprint through February. So, I think the guys are excited about that and responding well.
Good. It's good that they're, responding to the adversity in such a positive way.
Right.
And moving forward, Saturday's match, it's an EIWA match against Drexel. You wrestled them last year. It was no team score in that, but you wrestled them pretty well last year. They're I believe 3-6 on the year. Drexel, they've got some good guys throughout the lineup. But how do you think Hofstra matches up against the Dragons, and what are you looking for from your guys?
We're a similar program. We're mid-major privates that are, a good school that competes with getting Ivy League level academic kids. We're in the suburbs of, New York City. They're in Philadelphia. We cost about the same. They're in our conference. So we have, you know, we're very, very similar. And weirdly enough, they had some, you know, weird injuries, you know, as well, like us. So the matchups are definitely interesting. You know, we'll see at 65. They both qualify for nationals.
Mhm.
You know, he beat us by a point in the conference tournament. We beat him by a point at the national tournament. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
74, their guy is, you know, a top 12 guy. 84, he was a 97 pounder that qualified twice. It's beaten Trey. That's down at 84. Like I said, there's definitely some interesting matchups, and I wouldn't say it's ideal by strengths and weaknesses. But you know, they're gonna. We'll see who they're gonna put out there, and we're gonna put out who we put out there, and we need this match. We got to wrestle. The guys, they got to get on the mat. They got to make weight. They got to wrestle. Hostile environment. It's their spirit day. It's their senior day. They've made like every day possible against us. Because we're a big duel for them. So you know, it's gonna be a hostile environment, and you know that's exciting, right? That's preparation. Yep. So we'll go into their hostile environment, and we're gonna wrestle and. You know, some guys need the match to make sure they're at their 15 matches for their RPI. And again, I've looked at the matchups. We're going in. We're coming in. We're coming in to win. We're coming in to compete. We're coming in to get better. We're excited. It was a nice little break, and I think the guys are excited to make weight and you know, get on a bus and go compete in a hostile environment.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, going into hostile environments, especially with, you know, Drexel, you know, they're a CAA school, they're an EIWA school, so there's that university rivalry as well in the athletic department. Right. It just feeds into that as well. So it's going to be exciting to see, I think, for everyone involved.
Right. We're definitely excited. We're excited to be February. It's February, man. We got to go now.
Yep. Brian, it's crunch time for wrestling as you get closer to the postseason competition.
Right.
So it'll be this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Flow Wrestling. Find out everything you can on this match and more on Hofstra Wrestling on GoHofstra.com. For head coach Dennis Papadatos, I am Nick Papadatos, and thank you for joining us for yet another WB Mason Coaches Report.